Hello you beautiful people and welcome back to Let's Play Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr in another round. This time again I crafted another, I generated a new Void Crusade and I filled out the first mission. It's going to be a purge against some Khorne type enemies, and I simply go this way and then we take another look. It's probably then the Supreme mission is again going to be at level 73, but anyhow, we will find that out very soon. So this time we are on a Khorne world, yes, Death World, and we have to purge some Khorne guys.
Xenos, demons, heretics. Enact the Emperor's will and purge the universe of their taint. Let hatred be our shield and their blood our salvation.
That will of course be, and it is always, I know now with that rank of 71 here, it should not be that much of a problem. I always say I don't like purchase that much because they do tend to be the longest mission types you are going to play, but in the end it's the starting position always is the first part, which is, to say the least, a tinsy little bit nasty and not the easiest part of the game. But anyhow, I don't want to go into that right now. We are on this wonderful Death World, and I do like the Void Crusades, to be honest, but I would like to do, how do I say that? I would like to do more missions in the Void Crusade, or more Void Crusade missions, but in the end the difficulty goes up with every Void Crusade mission you complete, and that in the end makes it not that easy overall to go through. Anyhow, that shall not be the point here as well. Gonna like this setting. I always say Neocore Games, the developers here, did very good with the settings and the moods the map gives you by atmospheric effects. Not only they don't have a night and day shift, of course, but if you play the same randomized mission a couple of times, it is always has different weather settings, and I think that makes since this is a game which you where you basically play the same thing over and over and over, it makes it of course a little more comfortable, as I like to say, for your eyes if you have different types of weather settings. In the end, that is just that, and to my knowledge, it took a little while until new maps came actually, and I think, for example, the Death World here is a rather new addition compared to the Ice map, which we have not played in a long time. In the end, I have to say, would like to play on some Ice map again. Always nice to have not only the mood changes, the atmospheric changes, but a map type setting as well. Alright, so some enforcers, no problem at all. Not a problem at all. So I'm wondering what kind of bigger enemy is going to lurk around, or what kind of champions, which can be of course in every mission at a but they mostly are in a spot where you do not want to engage them at all. Yes, I summoned the wrong constructs there. I should have resummoned the depleted ones. Sometimes you are just in a little hurry and don't think it through quite like you should do. So I don't even know whether I made my point in the beginning there. What I've noticed, since the map layout is an open map, it's not a closed Imperial ship or a cathedral. It tends to be that way, that you from time to time, or mostly, that you have more battles in a straight line, that you sometimes just think, well, I want to finish off this group before I willingly engage a other group, but then you're just simply already in the fight because your construct already jumped the next target anyhow. Should get used to that. So we already terminated half of the enemies. That is very, very good. Since I said in the beginning, I think purges are the most time-intense missions in the end. I know we played a hunter last time, which went on for 20 minutes, which was a little longer, but that was not because we had to kill every single enemy on the map and had to go to the other corner because we have forgotten one or overseen one. In the end, it took so long because we had to focus fire these guys a couple of minutes every time. And this is in the open world maps. Is not the right term. In the open world, I always want to say open world, but no, in the open world. Oh my goodness! In the open style maps where you don't have any floors to go through, which where you just have a straight room, the next room, makes it even a little more time intensive because you always have to risk to have to go to the other side of the map. Okay, these guys down. We don't have too many enemies remaining. That of course is good. We summon those 3 constructs and hopefully we have all of our enemies there. In this map type, of course, there can be a huge bunch of enemies in a very, very small spot, especially if you play against Korn and then you have a large group of enemies clumped up, especially them horde kind enemies where can, you know, simply 20 to 30 be at one spot. Oh my goodness, that was a little reaction to the last second there. So that's one thing it took really for me a while when we played with the Tech Priest campaign to really understand and learn to hold back and don't stay at the front, but sometimes if you just focus on, you know, looking whether you have to respawn constructs, it can be sometimes very, very hard to notice if you are not in the right spot, to say the least. Okay, I was actually hoping that was the last group of not the last group of enemies. I've seen the right bar, but that it would now display the enemies which are still on the map. So technically I assume there are some hounds waiting in the corner. No, okay, that's too bad. That ain't good, I can only tell you. Oh man, that is okay. That is what I was talking about before with them corners. We now have to go to this little corner because there's no fog of there is fog of war, which we by now have not yet unveiled. So I hope that the last enemies are going to be there, and it seems like that. They are down, but we have a very, very large group of Chaos War Hounds awaiting us, and that then should be it in the end.
Perseverance favors the bold. Give them more death.
Okay, 2 enemies remain, and they are right here. Some bloodletters which always fall quite quickly.
Once again, the enemies of the Imperium failed miserably.
Now, only one thing to do, and that is taking a little look at the items we have received. A quick look, and this actually for me always looks like a Terminator armor, but we have not yet found one. I would even presume that they ain't no Terminator armor in this game, but you never know. You never know, basically. I think there is none. Alright, quick look here. And it does not seem good. But guys, that already leads us to the end of this episode. And you know it, I really thank you for watching. If you guys actually do have enjoyed this episode, then please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, have a nice day, stay frosty, bye.